Stop scrolling right now. I am not going to waste a single second of your time because what I am about to tell you cannot wait. You have been feeling it lately. That strange pull, that quiet knowing that something about you is fundamentally different from the people around you. You have tried to explain it. You have tried to ignore it, but it keeps returning. Chosen one, what you have been feeling is not confusion. It is activation. Something inside you is waking up that most people on this earth will never experience in their entire lifetime. And the reason this message found you today is not an accident. Out of billions of people scrolling through this world right now, this word landed in front of you. Type 444. If something in you already knew this message was coming before you could explain why. Before this message begins, if you feel in your spirit that this word was prepared for you today, take 1 second and subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell. God's messages are arriving daily, and every single one was written with a chosen one in mind. Do not miss what is coming next. Now listen closely. I am going to speak about the silence you have been holding, the decision you made to not respond, to not defend yourself, to not explain your side of the story when every fibre of your being wanted to scream. You have wondered if that silence made you weak. You have replayed the moment over and over, wondering if you should have said something, if you should have fought back, if you should have let them know just how much they hurt you. But chosen one, what you do not yet understand is that your silence was not surrender. It was the most powerful weapon you have ever wielded. And Archangel Michael has been watching through that entire ordeal. He has been standing behind you, sword drawn, waiting for the exact millisecond when your restraint would trigger a heavenly decree that no power in hell could overturn. Let me take you back for a moment, back to the root of what has been chasing your bloodline for generations. You may not know the full history, but your spirit has carried it. That heavy feeling that something was always just a little bit off in your family, that pattern of conflict that seems to repeat itself, the same arguments, the same betrayals, the same sudden collapses right when things were about to get good. That is not coincidence, that is a curse. And it has followed your lineage like a shadow, waiting for the right moment to strike again. You have felt it pressing against you lately, haven't you? The sense that history was about to repeat itself in your own life. The same kind of trap that took down your parents, your grandparents, maybe even further back than you can name. They tried to lure you into it. They set the stage perfectly. They pushed you right to the edge of reacting the same way everyone in your bloodline has reacted for decades. But you did something different. You stopped. You went silent. And in that silence you broke the pattern. That moment of restraint was not human. It was supernatural. Archangel Michael himself placed a hand on your shoulder and whispered, "Not yet. Let them finish. Let them show themselves fully." And you obeyed, not because you were afraid, but because something deep inside you knew there was a higher strategy at work. You felt that quiet, knowing even as your heart was racing and your throat was tight with unshed words, you chose to trust the stillness over the storm. And that choice, right there, is what activated the heavenly decree. In the courts of heaven, your silence became a testimony. It was documented by the angels as an act of faith. And the moment you refused to take the bait, the curse that had been hunting your family for generations lost its grip. It had been waiting for your voice. It fed on words spoken in anger, on defenses thrown up in fear, on accusations that invited more darkness. But when you withheld your voice, you starved it. And Archangel Michael stepped forward and declared over your life, "The chain is broken. This one will not fall." You may not have seen it with your physical eyes, but in the spiritual realm, something massive happened in that instant. The generational curse that had been tied to your bloodline like a heavy rope was suddenly loosened. It tried to tighten again, but it found no hold. Your silence created a vacuum that the enemy could not fill. And Archangel Michael, with his sword of divine justice, sliced through the final thread that had kept your family bound. He did it in one clean motion. No hesitation. The moment your heart resolved to stay quiet, the sword was already moving. By the time you exhaled that shaky breath, the curse was already dead. But you did not feel it yet because the emotional cost of your restraint was still burning inside you. And that is the part that almost no one talks about. The cost of obedience, the cost of holding back your pain when every cell in your body wants to release it. You have been carrying a weight that few could understand. The nights you lay awake replaying the moment, wondering if you were weak, wondering if you should have spoken up. The loneliness of knowing that people around you interpret your silence as guilt or indifference. The sting of being misunderstood by those you love most. That is the sacrifice you made. And Archangel Michael has witnessed every tear you cried in private. He has recorded every silent prayer you whispered when no one was listening. He has seen the war inside your chest between your desire to be heard and your obedience to the Spirit. And he is speaking to you now, chosen one. He is saying that your sacrifice was not wasted. It was the key that unlocked a door that no force in darkness could pry open. You need to understand what happened in that silence. When you refused to engage, you drew a line in the spiritual sand. The enemy had no legal right to cross it, because the curse had always operated through your words. It demanded a response. It needed you to speak in order to keep its power alive. But when you held back, you broke the contract. You nullified the agreement that had been signed by generations before you. And the angels in heaven erupted in celebration. Yes, celebration. Because in that moment, you accomplished something that your ancestors could not. You ended a cycle that had been spinning for decades, sometimes centuries. You became the one who would not repeat the sin of the fathers. You became the chosen vessel through which the curse would finally be terminated. And now Archangel Michael is giving you a new assignment. He is teaching you the wisdom of knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. This is not about passivity. This is about strategic warfare. The greatest warriors in the heavenly realm understand that silence can be more powerful than a million words. Silence disarms the enemy because it removes the fuel he needs. Silence gives the Holy Spirit room to move on your behalf. Silence reveals the true nature of those around you, because when you stop defending yourself, people show you who they really are. And silence protects your blessing, because many chosen ones have lost their breakthrough by speaking too soon, by explaining too much, by justifying themselves before the appointed time. I need to pause here for a moment, because what I just shared with you, that is only the surface of what God wants you to understand about your elevation. There is a deeper wisdom that I could not fit into this message. The specific steps, the exact posture of faith that positions you to receive and keep what God is sending. The spiritual principles that the wealthiest and most protected chosen ones walk in quietly every single day. I wrote all of it down. It is waiting for you in the pinned comment below this video. Find it before we continue, because what comes next in this message will land even deeper when you have that foundation in place. Now, let me reveal what has been happening to you spiritually in the days since your silence. You may have noticed strange sensations, sudden waves of warmth or chills that come out of nowhere, a feeling of being watched but not in a threatening way, a sense that something is shifting inside your chest, like a lock clicking open. You have been having vivid dreams, haven't you? Dreams of doors, of staircases, of water that was once muddy becoming clear. You have been waking up with a name on your lips, a name you do not recognize, but that feels ancient. That is the curse breaking. It is leaving your spirit, and the heavenly realm is moving into the space it once occupied. Archangel Michael has been cleansing your aura, your lineage, your very DNA. He is removing every residue of the pact that was made in ignorance by those who came before you. And he is doing it now as you read these words. You may feel a pressure in your chest or a tingling in your hands. Do not be afraid. That is the sword of Michael cutting through the final layers. But there is something urgent you must know before it is too late. The enemy will try to pull you back into the cycle. He will send people to provoke you again. He will bring up the old situation in a new disguise. He will whisper that you should have spoken, that you were too quiet, that you let yourself be walked over. He will use your own pride against you, and if you are not vigilant, you will break your silence at the wrong time and reopen the door. Chosen one, do not let that happen. You have already paid the price for your freedom. Do not sell it back for a moment of validation. The approval of man is a cheap coin. The freedom of your bloodline is priceless. Guard your tongue like a fortress gate. Let your words be few and heavy. When you do speak, let it be with the authority of one who has been through the fire and emerged refined. Let your voice carry the weight of the decree that was issued over you in heaven. If this message is confirming something in your spirit right now, pause for one moment, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. There are daily messages coming for chosen ones just like you. Every single one is a word that God prepared for someone who needed it today. Make sure you are there to receive them. And before I go further, that guide in the pinned comment, the one with the deeper wisdom. If you have not found it yet, this is your second reminder. Because what I'm about to share about protecting your blessing and walking in sustained divine favor, it connects directly to what is written there. The two things work together. The message plants the seed, the guide shows you how to water it. Go find it, then come back and let us continue. Now, I want to take you into a vision. Close your eyes for a moment, just in your mind. See yourself standing in a great hall filled with light. The walls are lined with faces. Faces you recognize from faded photographs and stories you were told as a child. Your ancestors, they are all watching you, and they are weeping, but these are tears of joy. Because they see what you have done, they see the chain that held them fall away from your shoulders. They see you standing there whole, unburdened, carrying a torch that they could never pass on. One of them steps forward, your great-grandmother perhaps, or a grandfather you never met, and they speak to you without words. They say, "You finished what we could not. Thank you. We are free because you chose silence." And then the entire hall erupts in applause. Angels join the ancestors. Archangel Michael stands at the center, and he raises his hand toward you. He says, "This one is now commissioned. Go forth and do not look back." Chosen one, that vision is not a fantasy. It is a spiritual reality. Your ancestors are indeed celebrating you today. The curse that held them in a kind of spiritual prison has been dissolved. Their souls rest easier because your obedience broke the cycle. And now you are standing at the threshold of a new season, a season where the silence you endured becomes the foundation for supernatural breakthrough. Doors that were locked will swing open. People who ignored you will seek your counsel. Resources that were blocked will begin to flow, because the test of silence proved your loyalty to God over your need for vindication. And God rewards those who trust him with their reputation. Your divine mission now is to walk in that authority. You are not just free from the curse, you are now anointed to break similar curses in others. The pain you experienced has given you discernment. You can feel when someone is being manipulated by a generational pattern. You know the weight of that silence, and you can guide others through it. Archangel Michael is commissioning you as a watchman. Your voice, when you choose to use it, will carry the weight of judgment and grace. You will speak decrees that shift atmospheres. You will pray prayers that untangle knots that have been twisted for generations. But only if you remain in that place of discipline. Only if you continue to obey the Spirit's timing. This is not a message of comfort alone. It is a call to war. The enemy has not given up. He will try to make you speak the wrong thing at the wrong time. He will try to provoke you into breaking your silence prematurely. But you now have the weapon of restraint. You know that silence is not nothing. It is a fortress. And inside that fortress you are being prepared for a breakthrough that will shock everyone who underestimated you. I am going to make a declaration over you right now. I want you to speak these words aloud if you can. Say them with your mouth, even if it feels strange. Because words spoken in faith create realities. I am the one who broke the generational curse. I am the one who chose silence and won the war. My silence was a sword in the hand of Archangel Michael. The chain that held my bloodline is shattered. I am free. I walk in new authority. I will not be baited back into old cycles. My tongue is a vessel of life and timing. I speak only when heaven gives me permission. My ancestors celebrate my victory. My future is open. I am a chosen one, and nothing will stop me now. Type yes if you just spoke that declaration. Before we close this message, If something spoken here today has landed in your spirit, please subscribe and ring the bell. Share this with a chosen one in your life who is waiting for their breakthrough. You may be the reason they received the word they needed today. God uses chosen ones to reach other chosen ones. You are part of that chain. Now go. Do not dwell on the past. Do not replay the moment that cost you so much. That moment is now your greatest asset. It is the proof of your obedience. It is the testimony that will open doors for you. Archangel Michael is going before you. He is clearing the path. The new season has already begun. Walk into it with your head held high and your mouth sealed until the Spirit gives you the go-ahead. You are not alone. You are not weak. You are the chosen one who broke the curse, and nothing will ever be the same. Go forth in peace and power